Analysts and fans alike have been ragging on Westballz for his poor recent performances all the way since the Big House 7, where he placed 65th, losing to Vortex and Ginger. But although West hasn't been playing up to his full potential, he hasn't been doing nearly as bad as the eye test may lead you to believe. To prove this statement, we're going to take a look back at his performances at larger events after and including the Big House 7 to get a bigger picture of what the second half of his last year looked like. Then, we're going to take a look at how he's done in the last 4 months to see about where Westballz is now. But before we jump into 2017, here's a quick refresher on where Westballz has been ranked over the last couple of years. When the top 100 rankings started in 2013, Westballz placed at his lowest ranking ever, 23rd, sitting behind two ISIS players, Fly Amanita and Chudat. Then in 2014, he jumped all the way to 9th behind Axe and Hacks while taking his first win over a god by beating Mango at MLG Anaheim. He climbed one spot to 8th the year after that, with his best performance in his entire career at Sandstorm, where after losing to MacD in winners, he went on an insane losers run, beating Gatsu, S2J, Mango, Hungrybox, and Axe to take second place to Armada at the event. In 2016, Westballz stayed strong at the number 8 spot, with Axe right behind him yet again, and instead of having PPMD and Plup ahead of him, he now had Plup and SFAT. And that brings us to 2017, where Westballz finished at 18th with Lucky, who took a set off Hungrybox above him, and La Luna, who made the top 8 at EVO below him. Going through these rankings should start outlining the picture that I'm actually going for with this video, but let's continue on by looking at West's later half of 2017 to add more detail to this image. Let's start with his worst showing in 2017, the Big House 7, and move forward from there. Although the Big House series is known for being filled with upsets, no one could have predicted Westballz to lose to a fringe top 100 player Vortex and the meteoric rising Ginger, causing him to not even make top 64. But this failure appeared to wake up West enough that he didn't have any other performances of this poor caliber since then. The next large event for West was DreamHack Denver, which is a fairly lukewarm 9th place finish without any big wins and him taking 2 respectable losses. Performances like these, which you'll see more of as we continue on, are a large reason behind people's current perception of West. Tying for 9th with Mike Hayes isn't terrible at all, but it's also nothing to get excited about. Super Famicom followed next, and was another instance of Westballz beating the players that he is expected to beat, and losing to the players he is expected to lose to. Also, 3-0ing Ginger in the rematch almost certainly had to be a positive mental boost for Westballz. But after that solid showing, we have West's second worst performance during 2017's second half, with him missing out on top 8 at yet another event. He was able to take some good wins to soften the blows of getting 3-0'd by both Hacks and Santi, which isn't a good look for the player who was considered 12th best during the summer. This large falter and a series of missteps did at least push him in the right direction at Blood for Blood, where he fell just short of winning the event by being double eliminated by the champion, Shroomed. And finally, we have the Twitch Holiday Bash, which capped off West's year with yet another unsatisfying 9th place finish. The event definitely overall helped him more than it hurt him, thanks to wins over Duck and S2J, but the shift was only minor, leaving him to his fate of 18th best for the year. When looking at all of these events together, you can start to see a pattern appearing beyond just Westballz having lukewarm appearances at the large majority of these events. Zane, Ginger, Santi, and Crush are all considered by most to be some of the fastest rising players in Melee, and they're all people who represent a changing of the guard at the top level. They're also all players that West has recently lost to. So yes, Westballz hasn't been getting worse at Melee, but everyone around him has been getting so much better. Numerous players and commentators who understand the game itself much more than I do have been pointing out how West's playstyle has failed to evolve since 2013, and it looks like it's finally starting to catch up with him. And if I failed to convince you of Westballz's stagnation after seeing the sharp decline in the quality and accomplishments of the players ranked around him each year, and the kinds of players he's been losing to recently, let's see if one last chart can change your mind. Here are the wins and losses from Westballz and his 2 former contemporaries from the last 4 months, December 2017 all the way till Nudes Oakland. Getting anything useful out of comparing West to Axe is hard because of the lack of major attendance and recent slumpings by Axe. I'm more inclined to believe that Axe's loss to Ginger is just an outlier than an indication of a larger trend, but either way, it's too early to make a call on that. However, comparing Westballz's wins and losses to SFAT paints a pretty clear picture. It almost looks as if their wins and losses in the 11 to 30 category were swapped between the two players. SFAT is only losing to the cream of the crop in that area, like Amza, Crush, and Duck, whereas West has not only lost to those players, but has lost to slumping players like La Luna and Shroomed as well. The code to beating West is starting to be cracked by just about everyone at the higher level of Melee, with K-Pan being the best example. At Super Famicom in November of 2017, Westballz quickly took care of him with a 3-0, but 4 months later at Full Bloom, K-Pan sent him into losers in pools. So with all of that in mind, is Westballz doomed to continue to fall further down the ranks and finally go lower than his 23rd ranking in 2013? It's definitely a possibility, but in light of his recent 3rd place finish at Nudes Oakland, I've been given new hope that Westballz can return the form. And I think Summit is building up to be a make or break crossroads in his career. If getting to play friendlies with some of the best players in the world for 4 days straight isn't enough to reawaken Westballz, I don't know what will. And yeah, that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed me talking about Westballz. I have a very close connection to him. He's the reason I play Falco. He's one of the biggest reasons I got super into the Melee scene. I love watching him play. And it's been hard watching him on this downward trend recently, but I really hope Summit can be a turning point and we can finally get Sandstorm Westballz back again. And if you enjoy content like this, consider hitting the like and subscribe buttons down below. And if you're really interested and you really love my content, consider supporting me over on Patreon. You get access to the SaveAsUntitled Discord where I talk with you guys about future video topics and stuff like that. You also get videos early. As soon as they're done, I'll send them over to you. Yeah, so if that's something you're interested in, click the link at the top right or down in the description. And also, you can follow me over on Twitter or Twitch. I'm streaming. I'll get a little bit more into that after this. But I also do a normal weekly stream where I talk to you guys or work on a video or kind of talk about what's going on in the Melee scene. And I tweet that out. I also upload that over here. But if you want to be more informed, because I know YouTube sub boxes can be a little weird with that, follow me over on Twitch or follow me over on Twitter. And also, if you haven't checked it out already, I did another podcast this week. It's going to be a regular thing, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday nights. With the Melee Stats team, it was with KB and Edwin again this week. The first episode was a little shaky. You can watch that as well. But I think this episode went really, really well. We're getting a lot more comfortable with the medium and kind of the banter and back and forth. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, there's going to be a link on the end screen at the end of the video. Go check that out. I'm very proud of that episode. I think it's really enjoyable. Even if it's something you like, you go practice your text skill and you throw it on in the background, just something to listen to. I think it's a pretty good episode if I say so myself. But that's about it. I've been SaveAsUntitled. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time.